Here's a pretty typical position, not a really unusual situation to be in. And red to play a 5-1. What's your play? By the way, it's a unlimited or money game, which would be the same as, say, 11 away, 11 away, or a normal match score. Nothing tricky or special going on with the score. What's your play? All right, well, there's a lot of plays that you could make. A typical play that I think most people would make is 13, 8, 24, 23. That makes sense. Another possible play is to play 24, 18. Go out to the 18 point. Well, the best way to approach every checker play is to ask yourself first, what is my game plan? What's my best way to win the game? Should I be racing, priming, or hitting? What do you think is Red's best game plan? Well, he's not that good in the race. He's going to be down a few pips after the roll. So racing doesn't seem to be the best game plan. In a hitting game, he has kind of an equal game to his opponent. They each have 2 innerboard points. He does have clearly a superior priming game. He's got the 5-point made. He's got a good start for a really great priming game. As a matter of fact, if he could make the 7-point, he would have a fantastic priming game. And if the game plan is thought of properly, you'll see that your best play is to try and make the 7-point. It's better than going out to his bar or better than splitting. It's all about game plan. Now, think about what his game plan is. He would like to be in a hitting game. Lots of people, I think, would make this play. If you make this play, you're playing into your opponent's hands. First of all, you haven't helped your game plan that much. You haven't made the 7-point or slotted the 7-point or the 4-point or anything that really helps build your priming game. But his best game plan is racing or hitting, because hitting, his 3-point is just about as good a point to have as your 5-point in a hitting game. And he's got a stacked 6-point here, so he'd like to unstack that. With just about any 4, in fact every 4 that he rolls except a 4-2, where he would make this point, he's going to hit. 4-1 he's going to hit twice. 5-4, believe it or not, he hits twice. Just about every 5 he's going to hit this checker. He wants to attack you. He would like to unstack these checkers and get into a hitting game. He'd like to hit you so that you can't play your checkers on this side of the board and make a prime. And if he gets the 3rd checker back, then he's in a good hitting game. If he doesn't get hit back, he might be able to start blitzing you or make enough points in his inner board to cause you problems and then get these back checkers moving and win the race. So this is a classic position where seeing what your game plan is and being religious about sticking to the game plan helps you find the right play. And it's a play that most people wouldn't automatically make or wouldn't think of over the board. And maybe you came up with this play because of the quiz factor. Maybe because you think Phil's trying to show you something tricky here, so you wouldn't do your natural inclination of splitting the back checkers. But splitting against this kind of a board is usually a problem because he wants to attack you. And again, it's all about how to use your game plan to make the right checker play. I hope this was enlightening for you. It was for me and for one of my students this morning. I wasn't sure of the right play. I thought maybe 13-8-5-4 might be right because making the 4-point also advances the game plan. But this point is a much more valuable point to your game because it fills in the hole for advancing your game plan and making the prime. After you make this point, you've got an incredibly strong game if he doesn't hit you, and if he does, you often have many return shots and the ability to make a good point in his inner board. Remember, you weren't going to win the race anyway, so you wanted to play a priming or a hitting game, not a racing game. So this will give you a great priming game if you don't get hit, and a pretty good hitting game if you do get hit. Usually, having 3 checkers back is better than having 2 checkers back if you're trying to play a hitting game. It allows you to make an advanced anchor and have a checker back here so he can't go behind you. Or even if you end up with a holding game with 3 checkers, then you can hit or run off of the holding game and still not give it up. So the 3rd checker back isn't too terrible a thing to happen to you, and of course not getting hit and making this point would be wonderful. A lot of rolls are going to make this point next time. All 6s and 1s, that's 24 numbers, plus you have some combination rolls that will make this point, like a 3-2 and a 4-2. Well, 4-2 would make this point. A 4-3 would make this point. There's several things you can do with this checker if you can't cover. Thanks for watching. Hope you found this interesting. Again, game plan comes first. Racing, priming, or hitting. What's your best game plan? And try to make a checker play that complements that game plan. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.